Welcome to JASP Education for the last and final video of the lesson Resource and Development. So today in this part we are going to see soil as a resource. You all know very well soil is the base of all the things. So soil is the most important renewable natural resources. So it is the most important natural resources. It is a medium of plant growth. So by that it support all the living organism of the earth. We can consider that soil as a living system. It takes millions and millions of years to form a soil of up to just a few centimeter in depth. So to get a few centimeter soil, it takes millions of years. Right? So an interesting factor how soil is formed in the sense. See, for example, relief is one of the main reason, and bedrock, climate, vegetation. So these are all the important things for the formation of soil. Not only that, life and time are the important factors of the soil. So what are all the forces of nature helps to create the soil in the sense? One is temperature, that is particularly change in temperature. We have to tell us change in temperature, not only temperature, it is a change in temperature. See, actions of running water like a river and all. Sometimes flood came, the river will go fast and all. So by that also soil will come. So wind and glaciers, activities of decomposers also contribute to the formation of soil. So chemical and organic changes which take place in the soil are also equally important, because soil also consists organic and inorganic materials. So there is a chemical and organic changes because it has organic and inorganic materials. So this is the formation of soil. Then we go to the classification of soils. As we studied in the class 9, India is having a varied relief features, landforms, and climatic realms and vegetation types. So, by taking into account of these factors, we are classifying the soil of India. See, soils also classified on the basis of color, texture, fertility, and mineral content, etc. Soil is broadly classified into 6 types. So the first one is alluvial soil, and the second one is black soil, and the third one is red and yellow soil, and the fourth one is laterite soil, and the fifth one is arid soil, and the sixth one is forest soil. Come, let us see each and every soil in deep. So the first one is alluvial soil. Not only the first one, and it is an important soil, that's why it is kept as first. So alluvial is an important soil. Not only that, it is most widely spread. Right? We can take into account that the entire northern plains are made of alluvial soil. The entire northern plains. Just mark it down. The entire northern plains. Maybe asked in the 1 mark question. Alluvial soil has been deposited by the very important rivers like Indus, Ganga, and Brahmaputra. So these soil may be deposited through the flow of the rivers, that is Indus, Ganga, and Brahmaputra. Alluvial soil is also found in the eastern coastal plains, particularly in the deltas of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri rivers. So it is also found in the areas of particularly eastern coastal areas of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri rivers. This soil is composed of sand, silt, and clay. According to their age of alluvial soil, we can classify this alluvial soil into two. One is Bangar and Kadar. So the old one is called as Bangar and the new one is called as Kadar. So this soil has potash, phosphoric acid and lime, which is very ideal for the growth of sugarcane, paddy, wheat and other cereal and pulse crops. Okay, so this is the very important things of alluvial soil. Next we talk about black soil. From the name itself you can come to know the soil may be in the color of black. The soil will be in the color of black. So black soils are black in color. And also the another name of regular soil. Keep it in mind. Maybe asked in a fill in the blanks in the board exam. So black soil is ideal for cotton, so that it is also known as black cotton soil. The black soils are made up of extremely fine, that is clay material. What do you mean? See, the special feature of this particular soil is it is having a capacity to hold moisture for a long time. In addition, this particular black soils are rich in soil nutrients such as calcium carbonate, magnesium, potash, and it is poor in phosphoric content. The type of soil where it is available. So it is almost this type of soil typical of the Deccan Trap region. Deccan Trap region spread over northwest Deccan Plateau. Also, this black soil covers the plateaus of Maharashtra, Saurashtra, Malwa and Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and also it extended in the southeast direction along the Godavari and the Krishna valleys. So black soil, where it is available in the sense, this Maharashtra, Saurashtra, Malwa, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, and also it extended to the southeast direction along the Godavari and Krishna valleys. So the third soil is red and yellow soil. So from the name you can come to a conclusion, it may be red as well as yellow. So when it was red and when it will be yellow, let us see. So red soil develops through crystalline igneous rocks. Where it is found? Low rainfall in the eastern and southern parts of Deccan Plateau. Where it is found? Very low rainfall areas of eastern and southern parts of the Deccan Plateau. See, yellow and red soils are found in the parts of Odisha, Chhattisgarh and southern parts of the Middle Ganga Plain. Also, it's available in the Piedmont zones of the Western Ghats. I start red and yellow soil, I told you it is red and yellow. See, when it was red, these soils develop a reddish color due to diffusion of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rocks. But it looks yellow when it occurs in a hydrated form. So these are all the important things of red and yellow soil. When we talk about laterite soil, laterite has been derived from the Latin word later. So later is a Latin word. This is the meaning of brick. What is the meaning of later? Is brick. See, the laterite soil develops under a tropical, that is a peculiar area, tropical and subtropical climate with alternate wet and dry season. It can be formed in wet and dry season as well as it is formed in tropical and subtropical climate. The soil is the result of intense leaching due to heavy rain. Intense leaching due to heavy rain. It occurs mostly in southern states, particularly Western Ghats region of Maharashtra, Odisha, and some parts of West Bengal and Northeast regions. One more important thing, it generally poor in humus. See, it also covers the area of Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu, and it is useful for growing the tea and coffee. So, red and laterite soils in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Kerala also useful for the crops like cashew nut. So, this is about laterite soil. Next, we are going to see about arid soil. So, arid soil range from red to brown color. They are generally sandy in texture and saline in nature. So, sandy in texture and saline in nature. See, in some areas, this arid soil has salt content is very high and common salt is obtained by evaporating the water. So, due to the dry climate, high temperature, evaporation is faster and faster, and the soil lacks humus and moisture. So, it has no moisture. When we talk about black soil, I told you it was a capability to hold moisture, but here it is very low in holding moisture. So the lower horizons of the soil are occupied by conker because of increasing calcium content downwards. The conker layer formations in the bottom horizons restrict the infiltration of water. So what we have to do? Proper irrigation. These soils become cultivatable, as has been in the case of Western Rajasthan. So, let us use with proper irrigation may be cultivable. So, the last soil is forest soil. So, forest soils are found in the hilly and mountainous areas where sufficient rainforests are available. Sufficient rainfall. So, it is forest soil. From the name itself, we came to know that it is only found in the areas of hilly region. So, the forest area. See, the texture of this soil varies according to the mountain environment. So, they are loamy and silty in valley sides and coarse grind in the upper slopes. So, where it found in the snow-covered areas of Himalayas, these soils acidic with low humus content. The soils found in lower parts of the valleys, particularly on the river terraces, and this is forest soil. This is about forest soil. Next we talk about the soil erosion. Actually, what is soil erosion? Soil erosion is nothing but the washing of the uppermost layer is called soil erosion. When it occurs, see, the process of soil erosion and soil formation are simultaneously occurred to balance the both. So, but sometimes the balancing may be disclosed by the human activities. It is because of deforestation, overgrazing, construction and mining, while natural resources like wind, glacier and water also lead to soil erosion. When the water runs through an area, if it runs fastly, sometimes it erodes some parts of the soil and make like a channels like that. So that channels are called as gullies, and that particular type of erosion is called as gully erosion. Right? The land becomes unfit for cultivation and known as bad land. So, what is bad land in the sense? So, the land becomes unfit for cultivation is known as bad land. Sheet erosion. Sometimes water flows as a sheet over large areas down a slope. In such cases, the topsoil only washed away, so sheet erosion. So, if the topsoil alone washed away, then it is called a sheet. Wind blows loose soil of flat or sloping land is called wind erosion. So, gully erosion, sheet erosion, and wind erosion. Why soil erosion is happen in the sense? One more important topic or one more important reason for soil erosion is the effective methods of farming. So, what can we say? Ploughing in a wrong way is also cause the soil erosion. So, why land is degraded? See, degraded soil erosion is the degradation of soil by human activities. In general, human activities. Sometimes nature also erode the soil, but in general, it may be made of human activities. So, what are the main reasons? Maybe deforestation, overgrazing, construction, means infrastructure, constructing lot of things like a house or industries or buildings or roads, etc. Overuse of chemical fertilizers to the agriculture, pesticides, and natural calamities is the last one is flood, landslides, etc. So these are all the main factors of degradation of soil. So how can we conserve the soil? Ultimately, we had seen about how the soil is formed and what are the types of soil and how the soil is degraded, and ultimately we have to study about the conservation of soil. So soil conservation is nothing but the protection of preservation and proper utilization of the soil. See, the first one is mulching. Mulching is nothing but bare ground between plants is covered with about a straw. We can put straw and made it to hold the moisture, so the next one is contour ploughing. Yes, of course, you know very well, ploughing along contours can decrease the flow of water. That is setting some territory like that or region like that. So that is contour ploughing. Then comes terrace cultivation. It is famous in many parts of India. Steps can be cut on the slopes making terraces. So that is called terrace cultivation. Then comes strip cropping. This breaks the forces of wind. Then comes shelter belts. Rows of trees are planted to create shelter. Shelter is a protectivity equipment. So it is a protectivity equipment. The speed of wind was reduced due to the shelter belts. Then comes rock dam. Rock dam is nothing but we are building a dam using the natural resource rocks. So it also piled to slow the speed of wind. Then come contour barriers like stones, grass, soil are used to make barriers. Trenches are made in front of the barriers to collect water. Then ultimately, forestation we have to do. We have to do the rotation, crop rotation, control over deforestation, and overgrazing is also conserve the soil. So these are all the very important things. Again, I am repeating you that mulching, contour ploughing, terrace cultivation, strip cropping, shelter belts, rock dams, contour barriers. Then comes afforestation, crop rotation, and control over deforestation and control over overgrazing, etc. will conserve the soil. Okay, so this is all about the lesson resource and development. In the next video, we will see what are all the very important questions asked in the board exams and all. We'll see in the next video. Before that, kindly subscribe our channel, like our channel, and share our channel to your friends. Thank you very much.